Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I live a whole food, plant-exclusive, sofas-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today, I'm trying to pick my mulberries. So we have this beautiful mulberry tree behind me. It goes all the way up, and mulberry season is a very short one. And what we have learned is that the birds love mulberries as much as we do. And mulberries come in many different types, I guess. These are the dark mulberries. There's also the light mulberries, and I have never really had mulberries or known anything about them before we got this tree a few years ago. And anyhow, you can see that the dark mulberries, I mean, there are hundreds and I can even say thousands of mulberries. And what's happening is when they turn from the white to the pink to the dark purpley, it happens in a matter of just maybe a few days to up to a couple of weeks. And we have the birds that are just going crazy with these mulberries, and they're making a big mess. And you can, well, I clean it up every day, but you can see here, just even on our, on our travertine, there's all kinds of remnants that the birds have been enjoying. And that's fine, but I feel like the birds have been getting a bit greedy, and so I want some too. So what I've been doing is trying to collect them. And if you take a peek really close underneath the tree, you can see how many we've lost just because when the birds pick one, they fall off really easily, and we're losing so many. And we're trying to gather them, we're stepping on them and so forth. So I'm just going to give you a quick show of how I have been collecting them and then how I want to collect them. And so here we go. So what I've been doing is taking a bowl and just kind of going underneath, just knocking them. They just knock right off, like that. And that's it. But it's very time consuming the way that I'm doing it, right? Pulling one off at a time. When they're really ripe, you can just put the bowl underneath and just literally brush your finger and they just come right off. When they're not totally ripe, they need a little extra help. But I would let them stay longer if I could, but the birds just want them. And I actually got this netting. I was going to cover it this year and then wait till they were all the way ripe. And I was going to take as much as I could collect and then leave the very top for the birds. But the netting that we bought is too small and it just didn't work. So what I heard that I should do is put some type of sheet or some kind of something on the bottom, underneath on the ground, and then shake, shake, shake the tree, and everything should fall down. And maybe we'll have a better, easier, faster way to collect these beautiful berries, which can be eaten right like how they are, just rinsed, or you can freeze them, or you can dehydrate them, and they're so delicious. I don't know if you could hear the birds, but they're like, why are you getting our berries? So I went ahead and I went down the street. We have a thrift store, and I found some inexpensive bed sheets, secondhand, and I'm going to use these to line underneath the mulberry tree so that I can hopefully shake it or gather the mulberries. It is unusually windy for us right now. Although it just settled down a little bit, but I'm afraid that nature is going to take them down. So I want to make sure that we get a chance. I'm going to go ahead and put these underneath and see if we could be successful here and collect mulberries. So here we go. Oh my gosh, you can see it's coming through. It's coming through. Oh, they're everywhere. So I gotta get this get this done. So let's put this under here. I'm glad I have a dark color on so that if I stain things, oh my goodness, I cannot believe how many berries we lost. No, the wind is really kicking up. I have these gloves on for this. Look, we got a berry. We collected a berry. Oh no. Oh my goodness, with the wind. They're falling. This is working. Okay, I gotta go get some rocks on the other end of the garden to put in place, and then we're gonna give this a shake and see what happens. All right, I have a rock collection and I just pulled from it. Okay, so let's see if we can improve things here. Let's see. Nice berries. Look, couple fell. I think this is gonna work. I'm feeling hopeful. The wind is really, oh look at this, is even going out further. This is gonna be great. I actually might need one more rock. Okay, and one more area here. Oh goodness. This is the grapefruit. Look at, you can already see that this is working. Can you see? I haven't even done anything yet. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try not to step on anything and just give it a shake. Look at that, look! It's raining mulberries, hallelujah, it's raining mulberries. Hey, hey, you gotta have fun. It's not always easy. And I might need a ladder to get up there, but for now, let's just keep shaking, man. Shakety, shake, shake. Okay, so look at what we got. Plus we have one more bowl in the refrigerator. This I'm gonna weigh and we'll find out how many pounds or how much we collected, but I gotta tell you, that was a lot of work. And when you're not experienced, you know, there's room for improvement. But the good news is we have so many beautiful mulberries and we can make all kinds of mulberry things. We can eat mulberries, make smoothies, maybe some raw desserts. It's endless. So stay tuned for the weighing and playing with mulberries. Okay, so we are actually in the house now, and it is the next day. We were so exhausted from gathering mulberries that we decided to wait till this morning and talk to you a little bit about what we have here. We have quite a bit of mulberries. Now, these two are the ones that we collected together, and this bowl I actually had collected a day or two prior. So these have already been cleaned and these have not. That's why I'm keeping them separate. But I thought it would be fun to weigh the mulberries and talk a little bit about them. So let me take my scale, and I brought my gloves because, as you've learned with me so far, mulberries, the dark ones anyways, they stain. But the stain washes off, so not a big deal. And boy, did I have a lot of mulberry stains on me yesterday. So although it's not swimming summer weather here, we did go and take a dip in the pool, and it was cold, but we were able to get all the mulberry stuff off and have fun at the same time. So anyways, I've got my Cuisinart scale here. I'm gonna zero it out. I'm gonna go ahead and take the big bowl here and zero it out. And I'm gonna start pouring. Okay, here we go. So just that bowl alone is 1.481 pounds, so almost a pound and a half. Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't even know if my biggest bowl is gonna be able to fit this all, but we're gonna keep trying. So here we go. We're continuing on. Whoa, 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 whoa. And oh my gosh, we're over 3 pounds already. The tree is still full of mulberries, and we left the we left the sheets down, and this morning there's still more mulberries. So we've got a lot of mulberries. We're approaching 5.5 pounds. Lost a little guy there. I think we might make it. I think we might get all of these in one bowl. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, just a tiny, tiny bit left. Oh my goodness. Okay, this, and I'm going to take out some of these little pieces that are not mulberries. 5.887 pounds, and I'm going to show you that. And I'm going to try to turn this. See if you could zoom into that at all. I don't know, can you see that? Okay, so let's put our 5.5, almost 6 pounds aside. Let's try this again. And just see the ones that we already washed, how much these weigh. And then we can have an idea of, how many this tree is producing. And we lost so many, and we shared so many with the birds, so it's just amazing. This is our biggest yield we've had, and we've had the tree 3 years. And this is weighing 1.933 pounds, so almost 6, just probably under 8 pounds, well over 7 pounds, and that is incredible. So let's just talk a minute about the benefits of mulberries. And I have a little bit of facts here. So I know that mulberries are so full of water, and they contain iron and vitamin C. They're high in potassium, and they're also known to reduce cholesterol and blood sugar. They help with cancer risks, and they are about, I think I read 88% water. So they're so full of water, which most plants are full of water. They've, of course, got fiber because just like an apple or any other fruit, they all have fiber and water, but the water content is really high, like I had mentioned, and of course, there's even protein. Yes, there's protein in fruit. And so these are wonderful to eat. You can get them fresh in some areas if you don't have your own tree, but they are seasonal. You can definitely find them online, and they do come dehydrated. I have some dehydrated to show you. I will put a link in the show notes so that you can check them out if you're interested. And the ones that I have are these organic mulberry berries. Now they're a different color. These are the white ones. So these are dehydrated, but I just want to show you, you know, they look still the same. And you know, if you haven't had mulberries, the dried mulberries are a similar flavor and texture to a raisin. And when I first tried it, I was really expecting it to be more of a crunch, like a granola, but they were not. And so you can see that they're just a different color. And let me just look at the back of this. This talks about in 3 tablespoons, there's 25 grams of carbs, 1 gram of fat, which is not 0 saturated, 0 trans, 0 cholesterol, 0 sodium. And there's 2 grams of dietary fiber, 21 grams of natural sugar, no added sugar, and 1 gram of protein. It talks about potassium here at 8%. I'm sorry, 6%, which is 281 milligrams. There's no vitamin D, but there is 1 milligram of iron and 103 milligrams of calcium. So that's what this package says, and we talked about in general some of these. And I think I am going to dehydrate some of these so that I can have them. I also keep them in the freezer once I wash them, but I also thought it would be fun if we make a smoothie together. Let's make a mulberry smoothie. I've never made one before. There are so many combinations of different things that I could do with them, but I thought maybe I would start with a base of mulberries and some other goodies and maybe even add some greens. So stay tuned here. Let me get set up and we will make a smoothie. Before we get the smoothie situated, I thought, let's just put some on the dehydrator tray and get those in. I'd like to compare and experience that together with you. Now, this is the container that I have already washed, and these have been in the refrigerator, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour some on the tray here. I took my gloves off, but oh well, that's my mistake. And I'll just shake some of these on here. Gloves are always a good idea, so I will take my own advice and put them on. And then I'm just going to spread these out onto one little simple layer. You might notice that most of these are that dark purple, but there are some that are this light pink or even a little bit darker here. I'll pull some out, and these just are not ripe yet. These are a little early, but they fell off the tree, and so we're going to take them. But the idea is the ripe ones for our tree are these dark ones, and so that's just to let you know why some of them are a little bit different color. All right? Let me go put this on there. I'm going to grab some greens from the garden, and we're going to go back and start with our smoothie. Okay, so I just ran out to the garden and I got some greens. I have these, just a few Swiss chards, and this guy fell out, so I wasn't going to bring kale, but kale will work. And just a couple good handfuls of spinach. I've already washed them, and I'm going to go ahead and just take the stem, remove the stem from the Swiss chard. And add that here. You could use any greens that you want in this smoothie if you're going to use greens, which I always encourage using greens, although I'm going to play around with this a little bit, and I'm not going to start with greens. Normally, I would start with greens. This one is not cutting very easily, so I'm just going to lay it down. Okay, so just for measuring's sake, I'm going to show you approximately how many greens we're going to add. I mean, that's probably 2 cups. And so I am going to add this, but I I kind of am so curious about just seeing the colors and tasting the mulberries and then adding the greens. Okay, so let's set the greens aside temporarily, but we're gonna be eating those greens. And these are a cup of mulberries. You could tell, or well, I hope you could tell, these were already frozen because this is from last year. This is the last of last year's frozen batch. So I haven't had a chance to freeze any of the ones that we chose to pick together. So I'm going with that one, but I might actually go with 2 cups. Now, this is the batch that has already been washed. And so we had a cup of frozen. We're gonna add a cup of fresh. I like to go with the frozen because the smoothie, I really like when it's thick and creamy and you get that more. But if you didn't have frozen, you can always add ice and we could do that as well. Okay, and so we're gonna go ahead. I have a half a banana, but you could use a whole banana. We'll start with that. And I've got 1 medjool date. It's already pitted. It's nice and soft. I'm gonna throw that in there just for a little bit of added sweetness. And I've got some white chia seeds. You could use any chia seeds. I've got them both, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do like a teaspoon of chia seeds. I normally just eye it. I'm gonna measure it with you. And there we go. Could add even more. I mean, there you go, how's that? Chia seeds are great for cleaning the colon. They've got the omegas, and so we wanna make sure to get some of those in there. I also am gonna add a little bit of unsweetened soy milk. This is organic. This one happens to be by Eden Soy, and the ingredients is just that. Purified water, organic soybeans. I use this sometimes to make yogurt, and if you haven't seen my yogurt video, please check it out. I'll link it above. And there we go. Okay, so for now I'm gonna go ahead and add, this is a half a cup. I think I'll just go ahead and add a half a cup. I sometimes like to add up to a cup, but it just doesn't look like, you know, we're filling up very much. Now, I can also add other berries to this. Like I was thinking about strawberries because I thought that would be good. But because mulberry is our star today, I want to go ahead and just do the mulberries with a little bit of accented fruits. And so I'm also going to pour in a little bit of water. And let's just try that for now. I want to see what it looks like and tastes. And then we're going to add our greens. Let me plug this in. Get the lid, of course. And see what we have here. Wow, this color is beautiful. Oh my goodness. I want to see if the spinach changes the color, but look at that beautiful color. Oh my gosh. I'm going to pour a little bit in a little glass so that we could just look at it and taste it. Let's see. I am going to do this clear one, just a tiny bit, just a tiny, tiny bit. Wow. Look at that. Look at that beautiful color. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was gonna do a straw. I'm just gonna taste it. Here we go. Ooh, that's really good. It's actually strong on the banana, and I didn't think I put that much banana in it. All right, let's pump it up with our greens. There go all the greens. And one thing I really like about spinach, I know we added a little bit of some other stuff, the Swiss chard and one little baby kale, but what I really like about spinach is that spinach isn't a very strong tasting green. And so it's not going to over, flavor the smoothie like maybe arugula would or kale if you're not used to it. But any green will work. And so I'm just going to kind of clean this little area up here with my finger. And I might have to add a little water at this point. But let's play. I think I am just going to add a little tiny bit of water. And so total, we put in about a half a cup of water, just so you know. And here we go. Here we go. The color did not really change. And that's what I was wondering about. So let me go ahead and actually get that straw out so I can kind of put it in the right way. Cleaning this out so we can put the fresh in. All right, so let's try this, see what this tastes like. That changed the flavor just slightly. It is not as strong of a banana flavor, but I can have a very subtle green flavor, but it's really good. I call this a win-win. And I am excited to continue to play with mulberries. If you haven't experienced anything with mulberries, please consider checking out mulberries. They're beautiful, wonderful, flavorful, full of so many wonderful things that we mentioned earlier, and I would just love it if you could comment below. What do you do with mulberries, or any questions you have about them, and what you think about what we did to collect them and create something beautiful with mulberries. Take care, everyone. Don't forget to eat your greens, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.